So I guess it's time to move on to the second pattern in issue 22, which is our star square. We only need 2 colours for this, just one for the main pattern and then one for the border, which is obviously the white, as with all the borders. For the main square, just the one colour is the candy pink, which again looks slightly different on camera, but I assure you this is candy pink. So we're starting off with making a slip knot and attaching it to our 4mm hook. So once we've done that, we need to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're joining with a slip stitch into the first chain. And now we can start round 1. So we're chaining 3, which counts as our first treble. 1, 2 and 3, and then we need to do a certain amount of trebles into the center ring. I'm not going to tell you exactly how many. You can have to look under round 1 of the star square pattern. So I'll do a few with you and then you'll have to do the rest according to how many the pattern says. So we're yarning over. Remember to pull those stitches apart so you can find your hole in the center. Pulling up a loop, so we've got 3 on the hook. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. I'll do another, yarn over, in through the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and one more, yarn over into the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So we've done 3 there already. The magazine tells you exactly how many you need to do, so I'll catch up with you when you've finished all of those. So I've done exactly the same amount of stitches that it says to do in the magazine, and then we need to finish off with a slip stitch into the top of our 3rd chain. So remember, these 3 were our chains that we did at the beginning. So you've got 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to go into this one and do a slip stitch, and that's the end of round 1. For round 2, we want to chain 2, and then we're going to do a treble into the next treble. So into the next stitch, we want to do 1 treble. We're then going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to treble 2 together over the next 2 stitches. So yarn over into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. We then want to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Oh, that hasn't quite caught all of my yarn, sorry, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. Chain 3 again. So yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and then pull through all 3, and we're chaining 3 again, and we're going to repeat that going all the way around. Yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into your next stitch, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over into your next stitch, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 3, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. I'm going to continue doing that all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. So I've gone all the way around. The book actually tells you exactly how many of these petals that you need to have. I don't know if it's a petal or what, but let's just call it that. Ignore that first bit at the beginning because it was just these, so just count them up and just double check against the book that you've got exactly the amount that you need. And after you've done your last one, We are joining with a treble into the third chain. So we're yarning over and then we're going into the top of the third chain here. And then pull that one through, pull through 2 and pull through 2. And that's the end of round 2. For round 3, we're chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 3 trebles into the space, and this is the space. So yarn over and into that space. And we've done 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to chain 1, and then we need to do 4 trebles into the next space. 1, hair, apologies, 2, 3 and 4, and then chain 1 again, and the same again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and chain 1 again, and just keep doing that all the way around. 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1. I'm going to keep going around and I'll meet you at the end. So I've done my last 4 trebles into that last space. We're not finishing off with a chain after these 4 trebles, so don't do a single chain there. But what we're going to do instead is do a double crochet into our third chain. So just here, pull that one through, yarn over and pull through both. And you have something that looks like this. Moving on to round 4, we're chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we then need to do a double treble into the space below it. So we're yarning over twice in through that space, pull up a loop, so we've got 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through 2 again. We then want to do a treble in each of the next 3 trebles. So yarn over, one into the next stitch, there's my second treble, and into the next stitch there's my third. So we've still got 1 more stitch left there, and into that one we're going to do a half treble. So yarn over and into the next stitch, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 for your half treble. We're then doing a half treble into the space, so yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. We then want a half treble into the next treble, so yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. We're then going to do a treble into each of the next 3 trebles, so yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and repeat that twice more. We're then, as I didn't know if you're aware, we're creating our square now from our circle, so we've now reached what they would class as a corner. So we want to do 2 double trebles, 2 chains, 2 double trebles. So yarn over twice into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and another one into the space, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and now 2 more double trebles into that space. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 1 more. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We then need to repeat everything that we've just done again. So 1 treble into each of the next 3 trebles. So 1, 2, and 3. And then a half treble into the next stitch. And a half treble into the space. Half treble into the next stitch. And then a treble into each of the next 3 stitches. So yarn over. I've got a hair, bear with me. So pull through 2, pull through 2, another treble, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And we're at our next corner that we're creating. So we need to do 2 double trebles, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, chain 2, and then 2 more double trebles into that corner space. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we're going to repeat that all over again now. So a treble into each of the next 3 trebles. One, 2, and 3. Half treble into the next stitch. Half treble into the space. And then a half treble into the next stitch. And then 3 trebles. So pull through 2, 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 pull through 2. And now we're at our next corner. So 2 double trebles, yarn over twice into that space, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 2 chains, 2 more double trebles, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and the same again, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we've got our square shape now, and we just need to do the last side. And then we need to do a treble into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Half treble into the next stitch. A half treble into the space. A half treble into the next stitch, and then 3 trebles into the next 3 stitches. So pull through 2, pull through 2, and we're then at our first corner where we started. We then need to do 2 double trebles into this corner space. There's 1, and 2. We need to then chain 1, and join with a double crochet into the 4th chain. So that's a bit twisted there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I'm going into that one, pulling up a loop, yarning over and pulling through both, and it should look like this. So we're now moving on to round 5, and we've got 3 more rounds left. You need to chain 3. We're then skipping the next stitch and doing 1/2 treble into the next stitch. So yarn over. We're not going into the top of this one, we're going into the top of this one. So go in through, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. We're then chaining 1, and then we need to repeat that as many times as it says in the book. So skip a stitch into the one after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, go into the one after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, go in the stitch after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, go in the stitch after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, go in the stitch after, 1/2 treble, and then chain 1. We're at our corner now, so we need to do 1/2 treble, 2 chains, 1/2 treble. So 1/2 treble, 2 chains, and then 1/2 treble. And then chain 1. We're then skipping our first stitch and going into the one after with a 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip your next stitch, go in the one after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, one after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, and keep doing that all of the way along. So skip a stitch, go in the one after, 1/2 treble, chain 1, and then we're at our next corner. So 1/2 treble, 2 chains, 1/2 treble, and then chain 1, and we're carrying on with the same as the other sides. So skip your first stitch and into the second with a 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip a stitch, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip again, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip again, 1/2 treble, chain 1, skip again, 1/2 treble, chain 1. We're now at the next corner. So yarn over and do 1/2 treble, 2 chains, 1/2 treble, and we're carrying on with the same for this side. So chain 1, skip your first stitch and into the second with your 1/2 treble, chain 1, and then continue that pattern until you get to your next corner. So I finished those and I'm at my final corner. So into that space I want to do 1/2 treble, and then we're doing 1 chain, and a double crochet into our second chain. So there's one, and I'm going into the second. So pull a loop through, yarn over and pull through both, and that's the end of round 5. For round 6 we're chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we're doing a treble into the space below it. So pull through 2 and pull through 2. We're doing 2 trebles into each of the next 7 spaces. So our first space is here. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. We're now at our next corner. Into the corner spaces we want to do 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. 1, 2, 2 chains, 1, 2, and then 2 trebles. 1 and 2. I'll do one more side with you, so 2 trebles into each space. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, last set, 1, 2, and now we're at our next corner. So 2 trebles, 1 treble, 2 treble, 2 chains, and then 2 more trebles into that corner space. So if you carry on with that pattern going around, you want 2 trebles into each gap, and then in the corners it's 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. I'll meet you at the end. So at the last corner of round 6 we're doing 2 trebles into our corner space. 1 and 2. We then need to chain 1 and join with a double crochet into our 3rd chain here. So now moving on to round 7, which is the last round before the border, we need to chain 3. 2, 3. We're then doing 1 treble into the corner space. So we need to go into here. 1 and 2. We then want to do 1 treble into each of the next 18 trebles going all the way along. So this one's our first, so we're going into here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, hair again, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And we're at our first corner where we're going to do 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. So there's 1 and 2, 2 chains, 1, 2, and 2 more trebles into the corner space. One and 2, and we now need to continue with that pattern. So going into our first stitch, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then in the corner again, 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles. So there's 1, 2, chain, 2, and then 2 more trebles, 1 and 2. So do the next 2 sides. Remember 18 trebles along, and then 2 trebles, 2 chains, 2 trebles at the corner, and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm at my final corner now. I want to do 2 trebles into the corner space, 1 and 2, I'm then going to join with 2 chains and a slip stitch into the 3rd chain. So 2 chains and then a slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and then we need to fasten that one off and join yarn B, which is the white, to any corner space, and we'll carry on with the border. So I've attached my white to any corner space, but as with all the borders, I've shown you different ways to do them if your squares are larger. Now I feel that this is one of the larger squares, because if I compare it to the one that we've just done, it's already pretty much exactly the same size as it without the border on. If I get one of my larger squares that I've already done, it's not quite the same size, but I did a smaller border on this one, so I think if I do a small border on the pink one, then it'll be pretty much the same size as this larger square when it's finished. So I don't want to go putting on too big a border, otherwise it's going to be too big. But for all of those that have managed to get this one the right size, what I'll do is I'll show you how to do the normal border first, and then I'll undo it, and then we'll go back and put in a smaller border and see what happens from there. You'll have to excuse the state of my nails. I've just had to fix my car, so I'm covered in car engine oil, so I do apologise there. I just washed them, but they're still really dirty, so I'm really sorry. So to start off with, I'll do the size border it says in the magazines, and then after that, as I just said, I'll go back and do a smaller border in case your square is quite big like mine. So I've put the white on my hook, and then we're going to chain 2. From there, we're going to do a half treble in each of the next 11. So yarn over, and we're going straight into that first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're then going to do 2 half trebles into the next stitch. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to do a half treble in each of the next 10 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just as per normal, I'm 1 stitch short, so I'm just going to do my 10th stitch into that same stitch. So I've got 2 in there, but it means that I've got the exact number that I need. And then into the corner, we're doing 1 half treble, 2 chains, and then 1 half treble. So if you're moving on with the half treble stitch, you're doing 11 half trebles, 2 in your next stitch, 10 half trebles, and then in the corner you're doing 1 half treble, 2 chains, 1 half treble, and you need to do that all the way around. However, because my square is big, I'm going to undo this, and I'm just going to do exactly the same pattern, but with a shorter stitch so it doesn't add as much height. So chain 2 actually, so chain 1 instead for this one, and then we're going to do a double crochet into each of the next 11 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 in the next, 1, 2, and then 10 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And then in the corner, the same as the last one but with a different stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and then 1 double crochet. So if you carry on doing that all the way around, remember it's either with the half treble stitch, which is the one in the book if you've got a smaller square, or a double crochet if you've got a larger square. So it's 11 stitches, then 2 in the same, and then 10 stitches, and then in the corner it's 1 stitch, 2 chains, 1 stitch. I'll meet you at the end of the round. So for all of you that are following the instructions in the book and that have done the larger half treble stitch, when you get to the last corner, you want to do 1 half treble into the corner space, and then chain 2. And then from there you want to do a slip stitch into the second chain, and your chains are here, so we'd just be going into this one, doing a slip stitch and then fastening off. If you've done the smaller stitches, because you've got a larger square, you want to do 1 double crochet into that corner space, and then just chain 1, not 2, and then go into your second chain with a slip stitch, and then you can fasten off. And there is our Finding Nemo star square from issue 22 complete. If you'd like this video, please leave a like or a comment. It'd be nice to hear from you. I try to make sure that I reply to as many people as possible. And remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to get notifications from when the next video is released. I shall see you in issue 23 very soon. Bye.